Hello everyone. In this video we will understand the law of demand. According to the law of demand, there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded, which means that when the price of a commodity increases, its demand decreases, and when the price decreases, its demand increases. Let us understand this with the help of a table and a graph. Suppose we are dealing with pizza. The first column of our table represents the price of pizza, while the second column represents the quantity demanded of pizza. When the price is 18, the quantity demanded is 1. Now let us plot this point on the graph. In this graph, the y-axis represents the price of pizza and the x-axis represents the quantity of pizza. Let us plot our first price and first quantity demanded on the graph. This point shows that at a price of 18, the quantity demanded is 1. Now when the price reduces from 18 to 14, the quantity demanded increases from 1 to 3. Let us plot this point on the graph as well. This dot shows that when the price is 14, the quantity demanded is 3. When the price further decreases from 14 to 10, the quantity demanded increases from 3 to 5. Let us plot this point as well. When the price is 6, the quantity demanded is 7, and when the price is 2, the quantity demanded is 9. Let us plot all these points on the graph. Now we have multiple dots on graph. If we join all these dots with a line, we get a demand curve, which is downward sloping. The downward slope shows the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded, meaning that as price decreases, the quantity demanded increases, and vice versa. We are currently using table data to plot our graph. However, we can also use demand equation for this purpose. The demand equation is another way to express the relationship between price and quantity demanded. It is given as QD is equal to 10 minus 0.5P. Here QD represents the quantity demanded and P represents the price. In standard mathematics, we usually plot the dependent variable on the y-axis and the independent variable on the x-axis. However, in this case, if we plot quantity demanded on y-axis and price on x-axis, it becomes slightly confusing for analysis. So to make things simpler, we rearrange the equation and convert it into an inverse demand function. This is an inverse demand function. P is equal to 20 minus 2QD. Now let us understand this equation. In this equation, P is the price, 20 is the intercept. The intercept is the point where the demand curve touches the price axis. In other words, if the price is 20, the quantity demanded is 0. The negative sign shows the inverse relationship, meaning that as quantity demanded increases, price decreases. The number 2 is the slope, which shows that a 1 unit change in quantity demanded leads to 2 unit change in price. And QD represents the quantity demanded. Now let us substitute P is equal to 18 into the equation and solve for quantity. After rearranging, we get 18 minus 20 is equal to minus 2 QD. Rearranging again, we get minus 2 is equal to minus 2 QD. Dividing both sides by minus 2, we get minus 2 divided by minus 2 is equal to QD. Therefore, quantity demanded is equal to 1. Let us plot this point on the graph. As you can see, this point matches our earlier point from the table. Next, if we substitute price is equal to 14 in the equation, we get quantity demanded is equal to 3. Let us plot this as well and it matches our second point. Similarly, when the price is 10, we get QD is equal to 5. When the price is 6, we get QD is equal to 7, and when the price is 2, we get QD is equal to 9. All these points match perfectly with the earlier plotted points from the table. If we join all these points, we again get the same downward sloping demand curve. This confirms that both methods, the table method and the demand equation, produce the same result. To conclude, the law of demand clearly shows an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Whether we use a table or an equation, both approaches lead to the same downward sloping demand curve. This helps us understand how consumers respond to change in price in a systematic and predictable way. Check the video description for the link to the interactive playground for this lesson. Instead of just watching, You can interact with the graphs by dragging points, adjusting values, exploring different scenarios, and answering interactive questions. Experiment with the concepts at your own pace, see how the graphs respond in real time, and build a deeper understanding by learning through doing.